Hello, America, and to our friends around the world, greetings and welcome back. This one I thought would be a little bit more whimsical. As I stated in the Slapjack Patty Whack video, things are getting a little heightened, and that could just be chalked up to cold weather and uh, the consequences of ignoring reality and so forth. This one, as we start off, everybody says it, that's watched Star Trek over the years, is that uniforms change a lot. And here is the biggest contrast that most people fixate upon, and that is the gold that Captain Kirk wore compared to the red that Captain Picard wore, without delving into any of the other nuances of each variation of the series and so forth. I mean, I'll touch on that here in a second, but that's the big issue. You'll find for what reason, and I haven't seen the video, but I saw the thumbnail where they had Captain Picard wearing the gold, and apparently, just based off the thumbnail and the title, I don't remember the channel, otherwise I'd reference it. They that was the reason that they switched. You uh, the gold, you know, didn't go with his skin tone. So let's take a look at that. One of the other one is this bit from DS9. I sampled the opening scene where Bashir and Dax first jump into DS9, and they've got the standard science medical blue, and then the part where Odo gives the I don't know where I'm from, and I was found out there, so I'm going with you, and it has Dax and Bashir hanging in the background. But you can see the uniform changes just in the pilot episode, not only of the style, but in the color scheme of, in particular, Dr. Bashir from blue to the green. And here you go with that.
You and Dr. Bashir go ahead. I'm afraid I have to put Lieutenant Dax to work right away.
But the color scheme that I have picked up on as I've rewatched this over the years, and perhaps you also, is Data is operations, LaForge is engineering, Worf is security. All three are different shades. So I did what anybody else would do in our current age of convenience and ease. I went online to Grok. I asked Grok, how come in Star Trek The Next Generation, the yellow gold themed uniforms of those three were different shades? Was this due to their being respectively engineering, security, operations? Grok replies, yes, the variations in yellow gold uniform shades in Star Trek TNG were intentional and tied to departmental divisions within Starfleet, though the differences are subtle and often depend on lighting, fabric, and production choices rather than stark contrast. Uniform color coding in TNG overall, you know, oh, that's the heading. Never mind. But So the coding helps visually distinguish roles at a glance, reflecting their organizational structure. The shade differences. Engineering, a slightly warmer, more golden tone, aligns with engineering's focus on machinery and power systems evoking metallic or brass like hues. Warp, a cooler, more mustard or olive gold. Security's shade emphasized readiness and defense, sometimes appearing duller under lights to convey a utilitarian edge. Operations slash sciences support. Data, as an android in operations with science duties, wore a mid-tone gold closer to LaForge but distinct in some scenes, reflecting his hybrid role in analyzing systems and threats. These nuances weren't arbitrary. Production intent, costume designer William Ware Thiess, and TNG's Robert Blackman. And if you're not familiar, Robert Blackman wrote a book on style. So if especially if you're a man and you want to be taken seriously, both professionally and socially. Read his book. It One of the highlights was going to a place that had security officers, and they said, "Hey, we want our security officers to be taken seriously." And in the course of the meeting, the manager dispatched the security officer to take lunch orders and fetch them. And then Blackman chided him, saying, "Hey, that's your reason right there. You don't treat them as security; you treat them as gophers." So Blackman aimed for subtle departmental and sub-variations within Gold to differentiate without breaking the unified look. Blackman noted in interviews that fabric dyes and weaves were adjusted per role. Engineering got brassier gold, security a deeper tone to aid quick visual ID on screen. So I thought that was fascinating. I thought it was just me noticing, or maybe not noticing, but that my eyes were playing tricks on me. There is I think this is tied into biology. I'm not a professional biologist, so somebody knows this, that women are genetically predisposed to being able to differentiate both colors and smells on a finer detail. That's why there's that joke about the man that goes to the store. The wife says, "Go get paint. What color? Brown." And he comes back with brown. And to her, that's beige or eggshell white, whatever. I don't have an example of the joke, but if you're a man, you get it. Anyway, that was something I thought was trivial and of no consequence, but yet might be of interest for just, you know, cold autumn, winter night to discuss and review. So enjoy and have fun out there. Stay safe, stay warm, appreciate what you got.